Hey everyone, it's Jim Cohn. The John Cacioppo episode of Circle of Willis was scheduled to come out today, but it's not quite ready yet. So I'm releasing this little clip from the interview before the actual episode, the full episode, is released. And I just wanted to say I'm working on it. It'll be out as soon as I can get it available. It's been a little busy in mid-semester in my world. So here it is. Sneak preview of my interview with John Cacioppo for the podcast Circle of Willis.
The fact that you can come up with a story that's consistent with data just means you're clever. It doesn't mean you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, if in fact we can never know absolute truth, only proximal truth through science, then that means that I should be able to come up with more than one story. It's a test of my intellectual cleverness as to how many plausible stories I can come up with. And the more I can come up with, the more exciting it is to look at the next set of data. The other thing that this suggests is you never design a study that has to come out a certain way. It's not worth doing.
You never design a study that has to come out a certain way. Right, got it.
To be, quote, interpretable or useful, because you're not learning anything. And if you're going to use proximal truth, each study has to be probative. It has to give you some useful information to get closer, even by saying, hey, I was wrong before. That'll get you closer.
Now, let me push back a little bit, because I wonder if there's another axis. I mean, you sort of brought it up, and I don't think you're really devaluing it, but you said everything has to be probative. But you look at Festinger's early work, Schachter and Singer. These are not particularly probative studies, but hugely influential studies. So I wonder about the effect of, like the heuristic value of some of these studies when the data and the methods are really quite flawed.
We're at a different point in science in our field than we were, 80 years ago, 60 years ago. And that's because at that point in time, in the middle of the 20th century, when these individuals were proposing these new theories, they were looking at particular single causes. They were looking at small questions. I mean, they were big in a field, but no one outside of social actually cared what they found.
Yeah,
and that was okay because people were differentiating, they were specializing, methods were being developed, new frameworks for thinking about phenomena within that field of inquiry was being developed, and there were a lot of things that were being overlooked. I mean, Occam's razor applied. Keep it simple. And they did. If you remember in Schachter's study, it was supposed to be about physiological arousal.
Yeah.
Well, Valens came along shortly after and took a microphone and did this, right? And simulated a heart rate, simulated speeding it up, and that was found to produce the same effects, from which they concluded the physiology is irrelevant. May I point out, that's not a logical interpretation.
No, it's not. It
right?
doesn't
It
follow.
means that the belief is sufficient, not that it's sufficient and necessary.
Yeah, right.
And so people did simple thinking, not the most sophisticated thinking, but it was understandable because they were all working in what then were very complicated, uncharted territory. We're in the 21st century. Yeah. And we now can stand on their shoulders and look out, and we see that our field is one of many fields of inquiry that's relevant. This is where the social and bio was, right? You can see that many of these fields are relevant. So how do we bring them together to ask bigger questions?
Okay, more of that coming up soon. Just wanted to say also that this little musical ditty that's going on in this sneak preview is by my friend Hal Movius, and I'm very grateful for it. Look for the John Cacioppo episode of Circle of Willis coming up soon. Bye-bye.